Hello, everyone. My friends in academia and your honours coordinator have asked me to pull together a module for you on intercultural communication. I'm very happy to do this. The content you'll be working through in this module is a result of my life living in Asia and around the world and learning all of the mistakes there are to make about intercultural communication. All of the embarrassing moments, all of the great joys. Now, I've come to realise there's no one way to communicate across cultures. There's no one right way. There is rather an ongoing continuum of learning. So today, regardless of where you are on that continuum, what we are going to do is keep moving forward. My goal is to give you skills, techniques, methods, and theories that hopefully travel with you in your life moving forward as someone who can research with an intercultural communications competency, where you know that when you're doing your research, you're not making some of the mistakes that we will evidence today, that you are thinking about how to improve your communication skills and your research outputs. So, as I turn off my camera and let you be dedicated on the slides, let's begin this journey. And like our curious bird, I absolutely want you to begin this learning session, this module, with knowing it's all about your curiosity. So at various times, I'm going to say, turn me off and go and do a task. What I want you to do now is turn me off and follow the QR code and see how you would respond to the answers in the QR code. And when you come back, we'll have a bit of a talk about it. So press pause and have some fun with the QR code. Welcome back. So, which choice did you make? Did you yell louder, give up and leave, or stand back and observe for a minute? Well, as it says in the answers, yelling louder and pushing harder is some of the first and earliest mistakes we make when we start to think about cross-cultural communication. We all know that yelling slowly makes the other person suddenly understand English. Of course, we know it's not true, but we do see people do it all the time. Are you guilty of it? I certainly am. I remember when I would do that and the frustrations it would build up in those communications. What we're doing when we yell louder and slowly, more slowly, we're expecting the other person, and we're naming them as the other person, to bend to our cultural norm, to suddenly be able to understand us and understand the meaning of the words and the cultural nuances of what we are speaking about. And that can be as simple as, do I catch a bus here, through to some complex menu in a restaurant ordering. When we give up and leave, what a missed opportunity. We don't take up the challenge of using non-verbal clues. 90%, 70%, I exaggerate, 70% of our communications are non-verbal. That's why using expression through non-verbal communication will always be a great fallback. Mime becomes your friend when there is a language barrier. Stand back and observe for a minute. Can you see patterns, creations of ideas and norms that you can flow into? What would it mean for you if you could understand those? Would you communicate better? What would that communication look like? I know this is a interesting idea. Many, many years ago, when I first started traveling overseas, I went into a post office in Indonesia and there were no lines. It was mayhem. People had very sharp elbows and it was all noisy. And I remember standing back and thinking, well, if only they did it the way we did it, there would be order in this room. There would be lines and things would happen rationally. That is right up there with yelling slowly. I'm asking people to bend to my will, to my cultural norm. So let's see what we can do to avoid asking people to do that.